to like staring into a camera and being on your TVs every day. I'm not used to talking to a bunch of high school students, so I'm really nervous, so just totally bear with me today. I want you guys, just before I start, just to look around. Look at the people to your left, like 5 people down, and look at the people to your right, 5 people down. It's really interesting that you are sitting next to people of different races, different ages, different sexualities, sexual preferences, different classes. That is very unique. That puts you as Canadians in a very unique position. We are the most pluralistic country in the world, and there isn't another country that I've visited that you can do this to the extent that you guys get the opportunity to do every day just by going to school and living in Canada. So it puts you guys as Canadians, as young Canadians, in a really, really interesting position. So I host a daily half-hour show called MTV News, and we talk about the day's top headlines, new music, interview big stars like Tom Cruise or Kanye West, and we cover different youth and social issues. One of the coolest experiences I have ever had was doing a story for MTV on girls' rights in Sudan. Maybe some of you have seen it. It was called Girls of Latitude. MTV sent me to Africa, to a place called Juba in South Sudan, and I was assigned to do a story about girls' rights because of the tribal communities in Sudan. Many young girls, around 14 years old, are forced into early marriages to men who are much, much older than them. Sometimes they're one of many of his wives, and often he is HIV positive. When a young girl becomes a wife, she also soon becomes a young mother, and this guarantees that she has lost her opportunity to go to one of the few local schools. She does not get an education, she cannot teach her own daughters education as they get older, and ultimately that cycle continues. Sudan was my first introduction into the idea of a dowry. Who here knows what a dowry is? Okay, so the idea is that when your daughter gets married, you trade her for livestock in Sudan. By doing so, you help the family's welfare. If your daughter is married to a well-to-do man, you get lots of cows, and those cows will provide you with milk or meat to feed your family and to help the community. In other words, it's more beneficial short-term to marry off your daughter to a wealthy older man for the well-being of like the entire family. So when I arrived to Sudan with our TV crew, a local man was hired to be our bodyguard. His name was Paulino. I'm guessing that wasn't his actual African name.